Did you know that the study of color and its effect on mood, on body temperature, on lifting spirits, making people feel something, it's an old therapy that goes back to the day of medieval times, of Egypt, China, India. It's called chromotherapy. It is still used today. Not necessarily in such a scientific manner. The effects of color on people and how they feel is still used today. So have you ever wondered, for example, why the surgical team and all the drapes and all that is used in the operating room or same-day surgery or operating surgical centers, everything is done in a lot of light colors such as shades of blue and shades of green. So those colors weren't just random. They were chosen many years ago. It really took off kind of in the 1960s. Before that, there was a lot of white for sterility, purity, cleanliness. But what happens is when the eyes are staring down in a field of red. So if there's a lot of blood and you're really focusing on the tissue, and then you take your eyes off that and you go back to white, you can sometimes see an outline of a color, or it just fatigues the eye. That's just kind of the bottom line, is staring at white against red fatigues the eye. And to make things safer, to help the surgery team, the colors and shades of lighter blues, different blues and different greens were implemented. If you look around your adult family home, hospital, a birthing center, the surgical area like I described, waiting rooms, you're going to see a lot of the same tones. So these tones are usually in soft earth tones, creams, peaches, maybe in the birthing center some muted pinks, and a lot of greens and blues. So what is the most popular and the most used color in hospitals today? It's green, particularly sage green. So the number one color I want to talk about is sage green. But there are many other reasons why these colors are chosen and why they are used in a certain combination in hospitals and in wellness centers for feelings to evoke not just cleanliness, but also peacefulness, calm, healing, trust, relaxation, a welcoming atmosphere. And one color I'm going to tell you about makes people feel more nauseous. So you're not going to see very much of that color except in some accent areas in a more pastel shade. So you guys, have you heard of the owner, creator of Comfort, COMFRT loungewear line? They do the weighted, he created the weighted hoodies, the matching sets, the sweatpants, the loungewear, but also the sleepwear. And I ordered one set. This is a side note, but there's significance to this. I ordered a set in black and I absolutely love it. And yes, unfortunately, I'm hooked like everybody else. This is a viral set that, everybody loves. Okay, so but what are all his colors? Have you noticed what colors he has chosen for his line? They are pastels. So it's really interesting to me because what's used in hospitals to give you that feeling of decreased anxiety, peacefulness, hope is pastel. A lot of the colors are not bright, they are pastels. They are muted and toned down. And those are the colors that he chose, and they are wildly crazy popular. Pastels are used to promote comfort, relaxation, and sleep. I want to mention that color association is not universal because in, for example, some cultures, the color of white means mourning, grief, and death. And in our culture here in America, for example, black is what is associated with funerals, with grieving, and mourning. So each person is a little bit different with how colors make them feel, but this is just in general, and this is what's used and why it's used in areas of healing in hospice houses, in hospitals, in medical centers, in operating rooms today. Okay, let's go over the colors. I told you the number one color is green, and it's not just any green, it's sage green. This is the only sage green color that I own. Even before I let my hair go to its natural color, I didn't even own a single green item of anything. And I didn't wear too many earth tones either. But I wore an awful lot of pink, hot pink, lots of different blues and stuff. But my hair was very dark, and that's just what I felt at that time. Soft greens evoke feelings of healing, peace, and calmness. It also, the soft green shades also promote a sense of balance and comfort. Apparently, sage green has also been associated with helping people feel less stress and less anxiety. The one color of sage green, I'm going to put it here, and I'll put the number to it as well. And it is a very popular shade. And if you research a bit about color therapy, this is the number one color that comes up for all the positive things that I just mentioned. How about this soft shade of blue? So blue makes people think of sky, heaven, peace, calmness. It gives a sense of trust. So the color blue has to do with more trust. You're going to see a lot of people in the healthcare wearing different shades of blue. Too dark of a blue might feel a little bit overwhelming, very professional, kind of like wearing black. It's more elegant, a little more upscale. That isn't necessarily what's used in healthcare. It might be as a trim or some kind of accent, but when I think back to hospitals, and all the floors and the different hallways, I don't know that I've ever seen a rich dark blue shade or dark forest green or black decor anywhere. Here we are with yellow, optimism, energy, hope. Yellow is one of my favorite colors. But for some reason, yellow can make people feel nauseous. So I highly doubt that you're going to see anything in the shade of yellow. Even a pastel yellow perhaps might work, but you probably won't see this in oncology, on the oncology floors, infusion centers, and that sort of a thing. If you're going to go with shades of yellow, like I said, with shades of blue or green, so what seems to work best are all of them in the pastels. Here we are with white. What started all of it in the hospitals and healthcare settings, because it induces feelings of, it's associated with cleanliness, clarity, hopefulness, trust. Here comes my personal favorite, the peachy, neutral, light tan colors, especially when balanced out with white or a light kind of ivory color. I find personally for me, these make me feel at peace. They are warm and inviting to me and calm. Peaches and warm beiges are considered comfort and warmth for people. Some of that has to do with the neutrals, tan colors, even earth tones, and these colors being similar to the shades, different shades of skin color. So that does feel comforting and warm to most people. I realize that sometimes people feel that neutral tones aren't enough, that they want to feel a little more stimulation or a little more vibrancy. But again, we're really talking about a hospital setting or an area of healing or a place of hospice or clinics for people who are unwell, and that's why a lot of people gravitate towards these colors. It makes them feel better and not worse. Because this neutral color has a coziness to it and a warmth to it, this is what most of my house is. If I didn't already mention that at the beginning, that my kitchen is all of this. It's shades of these colors, and in my living room I have a little bit of blue and green. The blue's a bit too dark, but that's what I have for my taste. But these are the colors that I love as well. And overall, pink is my absolute favorite color, and I wear pink a lot. I just don't use it for decoration other than in prints with pictures that have flowers in them. We've made it to almost the end. This is the last color I'm going to talk about that helps people feel that this is a gentle, soothing, it emits relaxation and a peaceful tone, and that would be shades of pale lavender, pale lilac. This is a light lavender shirt, although what I see on here is more of it's very almost looks white, but it's a pale lavender. It is one of my favorite colors as well. I love all pastels and I love all neutrals. And when I study the colors a little bit more and what they do for us and how they make us feel, I completely understand my choices a lot better now. What are the colors that we want to stay away from in hospital settings or places of healing? And that would be black, gray, and red. And like I mentioned, probably in some areas, unless it's a very pale accent yellow, it might make people feel a little bit worse. Pediatrics, though, when I worked peds all these years in a couple different pediatric hospitals, I would say that the greens, blues, and muted pinks, kind of a very soft shade of a clay pink, was what was most popular in the hospital settings for kids. I hope this was fun. Here's the biggest thing. Could you guys please tell me what these colors make you feel? When you look at them, tell me below. Is it the blue shades, the green shades, whatever it is? Give me some feedback on this. I'm genuinely very curious as to what people like the most and why. Hope you have a good day. Give it a thumbs up. Oh, I'm on TikTok now. Yeah, I did it. I know. I've just connected the two is really all I've done. But if you are somebody who's on TikTok more, I'll post my link below. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. Talk to you in the next video.